The following broadcast is brought to you by
Elite Performance,
What's Poppin' Corn Snacks? Printed Memories.
Revved Up Tattoos,
The Fighter's Friend.
Doc Sports Service,
The One's Kitchen.
Inner Beast Sportswear,
BWSPORTS1, sports media marketing and design. Check us out at BWSPORTS1.com. It's another original BW Sports 1 production.
Pew pew!
What is going on? That guy right there is the one. This guy right here is DaLion. Together, we are the Dukes of Football.
¿Cómo estás, señor? ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, muy bien. You know why, Damon?
Why,
Because
sir?
the Eagles are flying to the NFC Championship game against the San Francisco 49ers, and we literally demolished one of our division rivals in the playoffs. I was hoping for a second opportunity, but I'm fine with beating the Niners in this one.
Hey, man, let me hear you say it.
Which one?
Let me hear you say it. I mean, that Fly Eagles Fly. Let me hear you say it. You know what all the people, you know what I mean, all the America's team people say. Let me hear you say
How about them Eagles?
it. No, hey, man, I am fully excited in your excitement of your team making it. I myself had some disgruntled issues. Has nothing to me doing in my bathrobe today. Um, I told people earlier today that I was working in my robe all day and do the inclement weather and a snowstorm, the blizzard of 23 in Indiana that never happened. I have chosen to bathrobe it up all day. Love me or hate me, that's what it is.
And he still got the bathrobe on.
I mean, unless you know this is authentic.
It's
Authentic.
true. It's true. And it's comfortable.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. But I can assure you I am wearing pants.
That, my friend, you do you, brother. You do you. Just hope the camera doesn't drop.
Well, but I do have on pants.
Another
The
thumbs up.
internet. Yeah. Let's see here. No, but for real, bro, it was a good weekend. I think from what I saw, you guys had a pretty pleasant weekend. That is awesome. But I mean, the football scene was pretty exciting. Hey, man, I like to say I was talking to my mother, and we both know that she is not really the biggest football fan. You know what I mean? But for her to say that these games were exciting and I've watched them all means something. Like,
It
so I'm
does.
going to go out and say that these have probably been some of the best playoff games that we've had in a while as a total of games.
I'm not going to disagree with that one bit. I think they have been exciting. I mean, you had times where it's like, okay, it is a little redundant, but I'm biased on the one time that it was really redundant, and that was against the Giants this past weekend. So, haha, I'm laughing at, liking it, loving it. But yeah, overall, it's still an exciting game. I mean, you saw the matchups that we had. You had, the Bills falling to the Bengals. You had the Chiefs. And man, did I really think that Mahomes was going to be, not able to really make that game. Uh, I mean, you shake your head all you want, man. His ankle was messed up. His ankle's messed up now. His ankle's going to be messed up Sunday.
I mean, being a person who has had tremendous ankle injuries over over his lifespan, I don't see a whole lot of negative that's going to pop out to it. I mean, yeah, he's not going to be able to scramble around a lot, but if you've watched this team this year, it's not really the offense is not really made up of him doing a whole lot of scrambling. Like that whole second half, he sat there in the pocket and he hit pinpoint accuracy passing. Like if you can't stop him outside the pocket and you can't stop him inside the pocket with a good ankle, I mean with a bad ankle, I mean, like, come on, man. This dude is like, you got to say he's pretty amazing. He's pretty
He
amazing. Now, I'm
is.
not going to, I'm
Yeah,
not going to tag all these future goats and any of that foolishness. But right now, the dude's pretty amazing.
he is, and he is one of the best out there. I'm just saying he's hurt now, and I don't think it was really just the ankle. The way his leg bent, it's not supposed to bend that way. I think it went a little higher up into the knee region, and we'll talk about that upcoming matchup here in a little bit. But yeah, it's going to be a little different, and you could say that the offense doesn't run, as the game plan around like that. But
Look at the numbers he put up in the second half with him hurt. That's him hurt, bro. That's him hurt.
I'm just saying, it's a lot of cortisone.
I'm just saying too, like he didn't pull a Jane Hurts. It's like, oh, I'm hurt. I'm gonna go sit on the sideline.
Hey, where's
Like
Jalen
nobody's
Hurts
talking.
at?
Like
Same
they're
spot.
doing very little talk about this dude's ankle.
It's all right, let them do them, and we'll do we, and I'll do me, and fuck
Yeah.
everybody except the Eagles now.
It's the beginning of the season, so I don't know why the sudden change.
Yeah, that's true.
But well, since
I'm
we're already
bitter
doing,
because my AFC team didn't make the Super Bowl like I predicted. So I got 50% now.
man, I don't. I mean, we'll talk. Well, let's talk about the Bills. Shit, might as well. Let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and get right into it because I don't have anything that's revved up. Do you have any revved up?
No, I'm sure there was plenty of ridiculousness.
I'm sure there was that had nothing to do with Antonio Brown.
About first week ever.
First week ever. All right, so that means we're going to see what's popping. Let's just pop away.
Let's pop it. Let's pop it. What's popping? Corn Snacks is what's popping. That's right. Check them out for the best gourmet popcorn around. Get your own labeling too. What's popping?
Cornsnacks.com. But since we're talking about it, might as well go ahead and talk about the Bills. Like, there's a lot going on with the Bills. Like, I don't think it's more so Josh Allen's injury earlier in the season or the fact that who was the guy with the nice glasses that didn't defense won the Super Bowl last year with LA and went to them.
Not
Darnold. Where's glasses has a chicken farm in Denver.
Oh, Von Miller.
Yes, that guy.
Duh.
You know what I mean? It wasn't because he was. I think they have more holes in their offense than we previously thought. You know what I mean? I know we was all about, the negative of them not having a run game, but the negative of them not having a run game really came apparent in that particular game with the Bengals because they weren't allowing Josh Allen to do what he does with the ground, which needed a running back. You know what I mean? Which made it harder on Jamar Chase and Higgins. So I think not Higgins. Why am I just switch defenses offenses altogether on Diggs and the other people who aren't there? You know what I mean? I guess they need to address some things. What do you think about it?
I mean, yeah, definitely they got to address some things. I think, Damon, you know me, and I always kind of think crazily sometimes, and I'm not going to get too far into this whole DeMar Hamlin deal, but I think there's a lot more going on in Buffalo right now than what we really know, and I think it'll all come to light not too much later. But yeah, man, I don't know what's going on in Buffalo right now.
You got some conspiracies? You got some
Oh, slightly.
you got some theories?
Oh, I got some. Wow, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna put them out there because I
I'm anxious to
obviously
hear
I'm not
these
there.
theories.
All I'm gonna say
I love a good
thing-
DaLion conspiracy.
all I'm gonna say is things just don't seem legit over there in Buffalo right now with certain things. It just seems like we, the public, may hear some different news in the near future, but it'll be after the next month.
Oh, well, I guess I'm gonna have to keep my radar antenna tuned.
Oh, I know I am. I know I am. But on the field, yes, absolutely. They do have holes to fill. Josh Allen was playing a little dinged up. Maybe they look at offensive line because they may need it because that's going to, again, help that run game out. I think they have a great structure there. I just think they need to build around what they have rather than to try to do anything crazy.
I don't know if it's the offensive line that needs addressing, or is it the fact that they need to actually give the ball to a running back?
Well, I mean, that might help too.
I mean, bro, come on, man. The reason why Tom Brady threw 66 passes is because they could not run the ball. The reason why Josh Allen draws back so much is because they don't even want to try to run the ball.
Yeah,
they won't run the ball. So yeah, I'm thinking they're going to have to address they're going to address the running game. You're going to have to put that on there because you can't expect Josh Allen to be your leading rusher in your season.
Mm-mm.
That's ridiculous, and
That's
you're going to have to give
ridiculous.
revved up, and you're going to have to address the receiving. Either a tight end or a good slot receiver. You're going to have to do something because now they're focusing on Diggs, and Diggs can't do nothing. Tim Foyle had so damn straight we should, Tim.
I mean, Stephon Diggs is one of the best receivers in the league, but he's only one person. You got to definitely help him out on the other side of the ball, or the other side of the field. Sorry, spread it out a little bit more.
But I'm not going to sit here and take away the fact that Cincinnati just completely dominated that game from the very first snap to the very last snap. So kudos to the Bingo, man. They look really good. And
Joe
Burrow. Joe
Burrow.
Hey man, this team is good, man. Is it going to be like a back-to-back to the Super Bowl? Do they have a shot?
Oh, absolutely, they have a shot. I think the line right now. I think the line started with them a 1-point favorite. Last I saw it was even, and that was a couple hours ago. That's going to be a hell of a game. I mean, both these games coming up are going to be a hell of a game, but that one's definitely going to. I mean, the AFC is going to show up and show out in that game right there.
I like it how Cincinnati just I guess y'all forgot that we were in the Super Bowl last year. I don't know why y'all just automatically start talking about this Buffalo, Kansas City, and neutral cities and blah, 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 blah. Don't you think you might want to play us first?
Yeah, they don't have to worry about that now, do they?
No, they do not. So way to go. I mean, I like Cincinnati. I like how they overcome everything that we thought that they couldn't do. Like we thought the three missing linemen from a team from a unit that's been together all season, three missing linemen were going to be an issue. Zero issue. One sack the whole game. I think he got touched maybe 3 times.
Yeah, I mean
Great job,
that's a hell of
Cincinnati.
a unit. That's a hell of a unit.
And your boys, your Eagles look pretty good.
I mean, if that's all the enthusiasm I'm gonna get out of you, Damon, for that, damn. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
I mean, I
You
did say
talking
they
about
look pretty good, man.
like I said, man, that's a divisional rival right there. That was a dominating performance by both sides of the ball. That team right there is the fullest across the field team out there, folks. It's not just me being biased. Maybe it is to you, but
The
it's
fullest team.
the full. Yes, did that make sense? The fullest team. The yes.
The most complete team.
There you go.
I would think the team that you're going to face will have a lot to say about that.
Well,
being
that's
a
fine.
complete team.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm just really. I mean, San Francisco looked pretty damn good to damn
They
self.
did, and I'm not
With
taking
the
anything
third
away
string
from
quarterback.
I'm not taking
Last
anything
pick of the
away
draft.
from them, but let me just say this, okay? And everybody knows I'm going to pick the Eagles to win this game, so it doesn't really matter what I say.
I mean,
now.
you're not one of those guys. You're not that guy.
No, not that guy. I will say this though: you get a third string quarterback, his luck can only go so long. That quarterback is going
They
to
say that
hit
every
a
single week.
wall, and that wall is the Philadelphia Eagles, baby.
They said that every single week.
Well, you know what happens?
And
They're
all
like
he does
meteorologists. They're like
all he
meteorologists,
does
Damon.
is win, 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 no matter what.
Well, until they meet the wall.
Right. So that's going to be a fun game too, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. But let's jump over and talk about that team that has a 1-star rating. Now, real talk. I don't want to beat a dead horse or a dead cowboy.
See what you did there.
But no, I would really like to hear from our cowboy fans, like our real cowboy fan, the real one, Sean. I'd like to hear from him to see what he thinks. You know, for real talk, to see what his think that his journey, that the team's next move should be. You know what I mean? Should they be firing Mike McCarthy? Should they be thinking about trading Dak? I mean, what? I mean, what is in the mind of real Cowboy fans right now?
I'm hitting him up to see if he's available.
Yeah, because like I'm interested in that, because for somehow I feel that one, I think Dak is overrated and being persecuted all at the same time. Like he's overrated in the fact like they think that he's the next coming of someone good. Who's the last great quarterback of the Cowboys?
Troy Aikman.
Well, I said the last great quarterback, not last winning quarterback.
Staubach.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Cowboy. That was a bad dig. But I mean, really, we all know that it was Emmett. That was the burning bush of that team. But you know what I mean? They expect a little bit more than what Dak could deliver. But then I'm also feeling like Dak got a little bit extra than he should have. But that's what comes with being the quarterback of America's team.
Shit. Okay, look, we all know Dak Prescott is way overpaid, way overrated. I'm sorry. There's a reason why you only get so long with so much, and his time has ran out. I'm sorry. If you're a Cowboys fan, let's face realistic talk. It is time for you to somehow, some way, get rid of that contract that you have with them in one way or another, because you have, I think, at least 2 more years on that contract. So you got to figure out a way to get out of it, point blank. And then you look at Zeke. I've been saying for a while now, and it's unfortunate that Tony Pollard got hurt, because he was the better back on that team for a long time now.
Yeah, he
So
broke his fibula.
yeah, man, that just sounds painful.
I was watching it and I said, "Ooh, my ankle hurts immediately."
Mm, mm. Yeah,
Like it hurts now.
that just sounds painful. Yeah, but no, I think Zeke is also overpaid and overrated for the system that he's in right now. I mean, he's not the back that they paid out that much money to be.
Well, I'm not a Zeke fan, however you look at it. So, but sorry, when the guy comes with a bullhorn in a bull hook in his nose and a purse, eh, not gonna not kind of feeling you as a running back. Not one of the toughest positions on the field. But anyway, um, I don't know what to do with Dak. You know what I mean? I don't think Dak is terrible, but I don't think he's the focal point of your football team. You know what I'm saying? Like we've had plenty of Super Bowl championships where the quarterback is not the focal point of their football team. Like, well, I'll need you to do perfect example, Baltimore Ravens twice. They had two quarterbacks that were worth of shit. You know what I mean? But the focal point was their defense. Like Dallas has that kind of defensive structure. Maybe if they switch and stop focusing so much on the offensive side of things, even though they do have some dynamic outside players, maybe they should switch it up. I mean, that Baltimore team had great receivers too. You know what I'm saying? But it was still all about the defense, and all I need you to do is not screw it up. Right now, I think they're leaning too much on Dak. Flip that thing around, and maybe he can turn around and be a decent one. But I feel that Mike McCarthy is your first issue that needs to go because again, it came down to that game, came down into different situations of time management, came down to different situations of penalties. It was the same thing. Maybe it wasn't 13 in the quarter, but it was the penalties at the wrong time.
Absolutely. I mean, it's that's going to win or lose a lot of people games, and especially in the playoffs, is that penalties and turnovers. And they didn't have a lot of those that game. No, they had two. Dak had two, right?
Yep, we had two picks.
Yeah, there's two picks. What you said, the time management sucked, which does fall on the coach. And I don't know. I just don't think they wanted it. They obviously didn't want it because they did not play like they wanted it for sure. Um, I'm done bashing the Cowboys.
I wasn't bashing them. I was just pointing out their indeficiencies.
Oh, I'm.
All right. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. Are they G-men next season or are they elsewhere?
I think you got to stick with Daniel Jones. I think that duo right there. There's your running back. I mean, Saquon Barkley, he has been injured every once in a while, but when he's on the field, man, he does what you want him to do. You just got to build around. We talk about it all the time. You got to build around your players. You got to build around the players that are going to be playmakers, are going to be longevity players. I'm not saying that Daniel Jones is, a top 5-6 quarterback. Does he have the potential? Yeah, he could, but you got to put him in the right system. Now that's the only thing that Daniel Jones himself has to see to himself and say, am I in the right system? So going from there, we'll have to see. But if he feels like he's in the right system, right type of system, then yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. Saquon Barkley, man, he's in. He fits that system. They just need to help him
He
out.
is the system.
Yeah, yeah. They just need to help him out.
Yeah, he just needs to stay healthy. All right, so bad turnovers, black clock management, yeah, all those things. How about them boys? Yes, I understand, Timothy. Let's see here. We did that. I know you're gonna love this because these two fellas are probably the best in the game right now. K versus K, Kittle versus Kelsey. I mean, which tight end is the best tight end in the game, bro?
It's hard to pick. It's hard to pick against either one of them. You look at what Kittle has been thrown this year between three different quarterbacks. You look at, KC. They've been that same core unit for a while now. They should have the ability to do what they're doing on the field. I don't know, man. I don't know who I would pick over the other. I like the last name Kelsey, of course, but man, Kittle's tough.
Hey man, both of these dudes are dynamic. They both block well. They both run routes better than 52% of your wide receivers. They got hands with or without the gloves. Two are the best in the game, man. You know, since Gronk left, these two are hands down. And the tight end school, you can see all the influences that these two have throughout the league. So yeah, it's hard to pick one. I mean, I wish I had them both on my team, but I got a good one. I got a Friermuth.
Man,
So,
can you imagine Jason Kelsey losing weight, getting stretched out just a little bit, and turning into a tight end?
wow. All right, so let's get into some of these awards finalists that are going to be popping up for the NFL here in the next upcoming. I don't know when they do all these honors things, but here's the awards. Just simple.
Dun 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 dun
So
dun. Dun.
you got to go. There you go. So here you go. These are the offensive and defensive rookie of the year nominees. So for offensive, you got Brock Purdy, Kenneth Walker, and Garrett Wilson. All exciting players, but I think this was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I don't see this one going anywhere different than the Purdy man.
Yeah, I mean, how excited can you be? Like, are you outplaying your contract or what?
Oh, absolutely. Right now he is till he hits that brick wall.
That brick wall that is all ready to come down. And
No.
then you have the defensive rookies. You have Ahmad Gardner of the Jets, and you have Aiden Hutchinson of the Lions, go blue. Then you have Tariq Wooden of the Seahawks.
I'm gonna give it to your boy, the one that is holding down that Detroit Lions defense right now. Hutchison is a beast.
Just the one play, I'm gonna give him rookie of the year. Just the one interception. I mean, he needs to be in acting. I mean, you acted so great. Like you were on the field like you were supposed to be. One of the 11, you're on the field, but you just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Quarterback pays no attention, throws it right to you. That's the best play of the year for defense.
Hey, it works though. No, but I'm just saying it because honestly, he's on the Lions, and I'm going to give props to the Lions because the Lions, they're watch them in the next couple years.
Can I make a bold prediction and say the Lions win the North next year?
probably have to agree with you at this very moment. I would say you're right.
I mean, you could, because there's no guarantee that Mr. I don't know if I want to play is going to be in Green Bay.
That's true.
Kirk Cousins and them is, I think that was a up year. They going down, and the Bears, yeah, there's a chance. But I like Aiden Hutchinson in that as well, sir.
I do too.
All right. Next up, we have the offensive and defensive player of the year.
Well,
So you got, we already know where you're going.
I mean, yeah.
You got Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson of the Vikings, and Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs.
Hurts, baby, give me Hurts.
I like Hurts in this one, but because of another award, I think I'm gonna have to go with Justin Jefferson in this one because
he's
the
already
receiver.
gonna get the MVP. I gotcha.
Because he's a receiver, you know what I mean? Like, give some receivers some love. Defensive player, defensive player of the year. You got Nick Bosa of the Niners, Chris Jones of the Chiefs, and my vote would be Micah Parsons of the Boys.
Out of those three, I'm going to have to agree. Michael Parsons would get my vote. However, I do like when Big Ben comes in, Big Ben throws a little something at us. Where is Hassan Reddick? It's a great question, Mr. Benjamin. Where is Hassan Reddick? Why isn't he on that list up there? Not saying you missed him. I'm just saying.
As the writers.
Why is he not on there? I agree.
Like, I got my own little bias too. I mean, I want to say, why is Coach Tomlin out for Coach of the Year? I mean, with what he had to go through and to get that team, with all the haters out here, had to get that team above 500, just a half a game from making the playoffs. It's amazing.
I mean, so we'll jump really quick over to the coaches. I agree with you, sir, that Mike Tomlin should be in the mix. However, out of these three, and even if Mr. Tomlin was in there, and
I'm still going Doug Peterson.
I was going to say it has nothing to do with his past ties with Philly. Doug Peterson pulled the worst team in football up to one of the top teams in the league in a matter of literally 17 weeks.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. Doug Peterson would have been my pick, even if Tomlin was in there. But you knew they wasn't gonna be in there. It's just me just wishing on a dream. But Doug Peterson definitely would be that. I mean, you look at what Jacksonville. I mean, granted, the Giant turnaround was pretty nice, making the playoffs. You know what I mean? When people expected them to win, I think we both had them with like 4 or 5 wins. And then Kyle Shanahan, you have to give him props. You've taken 3 quarterbacks, 2 of them you didn't want. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are a game away from the Super Bowl. So he obviously has to go there. But what
then
Jacksonville
they hit that brick wall.
And then what Jacksonville had to go through with the ridiculous hire of Urban Dumbass Meyer. I'm still trying to figure out why Fox even hired him back to sit here and talk nothing on their telecast in the mornings. But anyway, that's another story.
I'm not too sure on that one either.
Yeah, so all they had to do it was the same situation, kind of negative situation, negative vibe that Carr had to overcome last year with the Raiders, that Peterson had to get these things through. Then what made it more difficult, you had a second-year quarterback. You had a second-year running back. All these things, and you still get to this, it has to be Doug Peterson.
A damn good portion of it obviously is.
Comeback player, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Geno Smith. Love Saquon.
Saquon's got mine. Yeah, Saquon's got mine.
Yeah, Saquon is awesome. great way to come back, especially at that position. But Christian McCaffrey, awesome for people do what you do all the time. You know what I'm saying? But Geno Smith, bro. Geno Smith. Geno Smith, my guy. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Geno Smith.
Now let's take it. I'm gonna
Listen, did they
ask you
puncture his lung last year?
yeah. No, that wasn't. Was it? I thought that was Taylor, wasn't it? That was Tyrod
Oh,
Taylor.
they all look the same.
Oh wow!
But dude,
I'm glad you said that, not me.
yes.
Getting tomatoes thrown at moi.
Yeah, I only said it because it was appropriate.
Ah, okay. Well, we don't rig anything here. What if we had the flop of that? Not the comeback player, but the biggest flop player of the year. Where would yours go to? Mine, Russell Wilson.
Man, it could be Russell. It could be Matt Ryan.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it could have been Cleveland's general manager for the move of Deshaun Watson. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot, bro.
There is. I just had to throw a jab at Russell.
Yeah, good jab. Good jab. All right, so let's go check out our most valuable player nominees: Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes.
You have my vote.
Well, we do that.
Yeah, I mean, but you do look across it, and you do see some really good quarterbacks, and then you do see why everybody's thinking, why is this whiteout on here? Because he's that damn good. That's why he's on this list. But I'll agree, because of this award right here, I feel like the Grinch, Jim Carrey and the Grinch award. I found an award. Justin Jefferson gets Offensive Player of the Year, and Jalen Hurts so good gets MVP.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
But I'm just really, me personally, I would really like to root for Justin Jefferson because I'm tired of this being a quarterback award. There's other positions in the game that make huge contributions to the winning and losing of football games. It can't always be a quarter. Just make it a quarterback award and just come up with something else. You know what I mean? I'm over it. It's too many.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. Every award from offense gets it's a quarterback deal. I get it.
Yeah, every offensive award is a damn quarterback. Like when the receiver can't get it anyway, we get the quarterback don't throw it. Then why ain't Kirk Cousins in there? That's all I got, bro.
That's a federal offense to do fraudulent stuff like they're doing on their offense. All
right, bro. Here, check this out. Here's our playoff standings. It's going to come down to, I don't know what it's going to come down to, but you and Steven are in the lead.
He probably picked against us this Sunday, which we'll find out here shortly.
Well, so as you can see the standings, as you can see, I have me, Sean, and Tim were solid in second place. And then Storm, the black guys, are in third. And then there is John and Matthew at the bottom. And everybody's above 500.
It's gonna be hard not to. It's gonna be hard not to hit everybody above 500 on this one. It was a lot harder on the whole season one that we did.
Yeah, a lot more opportunities. This one is like if you lose right away, it could be the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pray for the downfall of another. So you ready to do some picks, bro?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, might as well get into it. So let's start with the NFC Championship game with the San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Sunday, 3 p.m. I shall be intoxicated by then.
Eagles have only allowed an average of 9 points a game in the past. No, 7 points a game for the past 6 games, I think. All I'm going to say is that defense is going to rock Purdy. He's going to hit that brick wall. He's going to have no, and I mean no answer for the Eagles defense as Jalen Hurts in that offense gets popping up. What's popping really quick? They get down and dirty. That's right, flying high. Eagles fly to the win of a 34-20
Dad, I want to let you know that game is going to be so much closer than that score that you gave.
Probably. Probably more like 34-33.
Something of the sort. Like these two are probably more evenly matched than I'll say the AFC game. You know what I mean? Like both of these defenses are lights out, shut down. You don't get to do a lot of running on them. You don't get to do a lot of passing on them. Their coverage is awesome. The corners are physical and they get things done. The offensive, both of them are very efficient in their offenses. I know a big help will be Jalen Hurts coming back. Him playing last week, getting hit a couple times, getting that good feel coming into that game should be a little bit of a help to them. But you can't count out the fact the fearlessness of Purdy. You can't cut out the fact that he did play Power 5 football at Iowa State, and you can't cut out the fact that he is 1-0 against Jalen Hurts as a quarterback.
I'm not going to count that.
So
shit,
you can't give out the fact that
game.
the San Francisco both have two of the most multi-purposeful players in the league, and Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuels. So this is going to be an exciting game. I can't wait to see it. I'm glad it's first. I'm glad it gets things started off. So we'll know that the Eagles will be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl.
Now I want to point this out, okay? I got two Dallas fans in front of me right here on this screen. My brother and the source. The source is nothing but a hater. And my brother knows who's actually going to win. He's picking by his head and not his heart, sir. So fly, Eagles, fly. Here we come. Dynasty 2 in 5 years. Here we go.
That is not a dynasty.
If you add another one within another 5 years, that's 3 in a decade. So don't tell me nothing different.
Stop it.
Nope.
3 is not a dynasty. That's
How's
not
that?
half of 10 years. No.
Huh?
2 is not a dynasty. No.
2 in 5 years, 3 in 10.
It's not a dynasty.
Okay.
That's like saying 1 in 2 years is a dynasty.
So what? 3 in 5 years is a dynasty?
No, a dynasty is not 5 years is not a dynasty, bro. You got a dynasty takes a decade. A dynasty is Chicago Bulls. A dynasty is the 80s Lakers.
So you obviously didn't hear what I said because you were getting ready to talk shit on what I was saying. So, Philly is going to be the next dynasty because you haven't had a dynasty since the Patriots. So, if you look at the last one, the first one we won was 5 years ago. You start this, here's the second. You get another one here in the next 2 to 3 years. That is your decade dynasty, right?
That's 3 Super Bowls in 10 years. Is not a dynasty, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, the math don't work.
Okay.
The math don't work.
How is San Fran a dynasty then? How is Dallas a dynasty?
I never said Dallas or San Fran was at that. Well, Dallas,
they are.
San Fran won 4, so they were closer to a dynasty. Dallas only won those 3. Sorry, to me, that's not a dynasty. A dynasty is.
But everybody calls everybody calls the San Francisco 49ers the dynasty of the 80s, and the dynasty of the 90s, as everybody knows, is the Cowboys.
That's why I say San Francisco is the closest because they won the most Super Bowls in the 80s. Dallas, they ended up with 3 in the 90s, but there was 8 other teams to win. You know what I mean? A dynasty, you dominate. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. And you see it more in, I say the Patriots dominated because they won so many in a certain span of years, but you can't sit there and say 2 or 3 doesn't make you a dynasty. You got to at least be win 4 to be in the conversation. I don't think Kobe's 3-peat was a dynasty. I think Michael Jordan's 6 was a dynasty. 6 in 10 years, hey, that's a dynasty to me. That's just me.
Yeah. But we're talking about football here.
I mean, that still doesn't change it. Alabama would be a dynasty.
Okay. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? That would be a dynasty. I mean, I'm sorry, just because you have to do Georgia's won back-to-back. Still not a dynasty.
But if they win next year, 3-peat, that's not a dynasty.
No, not to me. So if you go, they won 3, and then 7 other teams win in a 10-year span, how does that make them a dynasty?
Well, I mean, I guess it also depends on what you do on the years that you don't actually win it. If you sit there and you make it, or you're one game out every year, I mean, yeah, you got to go through that team every year. You know that team's going to be in the playoffs. You know you're going to have to play them, blah, blah, blah. I mean, no, I was not necessarily saying 2 is going to make us a dynasty. I was saying in a decade span, going off of historical speaking here in sports realm media world, I guess, they consider the dynasty of the 90s being the Cowboys because of 3. Okay. And that's kind of what everybody was going off of in historical speaking, I guess, other than the 1.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with Shaq on this. When he threw out those words dynasties, the words most dominant. No, I dominant means you just completely wipe the shit with everybody. No one has a chance. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, that's a debatable blah, blah, blah. Game 2.
Message.
Game 2. AFC Championship game, Bengals. And basically, I kind of did that to draw time out. Bengals, AFC Championship, Kansas City. Exciting game.
Arrowhead.
Patrick Mahomes.
The
next heir apparent of greatness. Joe Burrow. Excellence of
coolness comes into Arrowhead and freezes the Kansas City defense out enough to overcome and send the Bengal Tigers to its 2nd Super Bowl in a row, folks.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs on this one. I have more faith in Patrick Mahomes right now, as much as I love Joe Cool. But Patrick Mahomes, this is their 5th straight host of the NFC Championship game. I guess they're an AFC Championship dynasty.
Okay, if that's the case, then the Philly was of the 2000s.
You didn't get the quote.
Oh, I did.
No, I just think that they have a better advantage. Me personally, I like the way um, Patrick Mahomes has complete and total control of his offense. I like the way that what they say that they can't do, he completely goes and does the absolute opposite. And the one thing that I think is really, 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 really going to be the positive factor for them, their running game is way better.
It is. Here's my thing, though. You said it earlier, and Patrick Mahomes this, Patrick Mahomes that. But I'm telling you, man, the way that offense played against Jacksonville, and Jacksonville is a tough defense. Okay, don't get me wrong, but I think Cincinnati's even. I mean, they got a little umph over Jacksonville's defense, and I think that Cincinnati's defense is going to uh, really put the adversity against Patrick Mahomes in that offense, and I don't think they can overcome what they're getting ready to go up against.
Yeah, I think he remembers and he doesn't forget last year's game. I like KC, and looks like more Bengals on this one, so this is gonna be good. This might be
This is your
catch up.
chance. There's chance right here.
So it should be a fun weekend of championship games, and this thing is making me angry.
All I'm gonna say is when we win that game this coming Sunday, that starts at 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to sing the fight song.
Well, you were going to sing the fight song anyway.
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, it was pretty exciting.
It was. It was. What is what is it? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why don't you be friends with our friends?
So he didn't think I got that, but I
Oh, I
did.
knew you did. Let's all be friends. Elite performance. What's poppin' corn snacks? Printed memories, revved up tattoos, Doc sports picks, my bookie, the fighter's friend, the one's kitchen, and Inner Beast sportswear. Why can't we be friends?
That was the only part that was on tune. Notice I didn't say in key, but on tune.
I don't think any of it was. And don't forget any of our friends over at the network. Checkers and Wreckers, the state of basketball, super kicking it with Steven just a bit outside Combat Zone, and the Dukes of football right here every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we will be recapping the NFL Conference Championship matchups. We will be talking about who God only knows what comes up. Damon?
I don't know what we're going to talk about because we got a week off. We're going to talk about flag football. Is that what we're going to talk about?
Maybe USFL. I think they kick off. XFL.
What about the XFL?
Yeah, XFL's popping off here soon, I'm sure. Yeah. We can talk about the Pro Bowl.
The who?
Exactly.
All the people that made it. I love it. Yes.
Damon, you got anything for ones up this week?
Yeah, I do. I do have one. I do. I'm going to put this down. I do.
Uh-oh.
2 simple rules in life.
Number 1.
Treat others as you would like them to treat you. 1. And the other is, how would you feel if somebody did that to your people? As in your family. You know what I mean? Like, if you are a nursing home employee How would you feel if your parents were getting the treatment that you gave somebody else's? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
I like it.
Message.
Major message. Hope everybody listens up to that. Damon, it's been fun. It's been real. And it's always real fun with you here every Wednesday night. Check us out. That's right. Check out the One's Kitchen. Check out Southern Indiana Combat Productions. We got a fight coming up March 4th down in Evansville, Indiana. Interviews going on now over at BW Sports 1 YouTube and the SICP YouTube channels. Just had our third one last night. Got one coming up tomorrow and a couple coming up next week. I can't wait. Tickets on sale now. SouthernIndianaCombat.com. And Damon, as always, my friend, what?
I've been working on my elbows.
I see that. I like it. I see that. I guess she's not hearing me, so we might be
She might be talking to that boy that took her ice skating.
Yeah, she might be talking to her boyfriend. I guess she doesn't want to come out now. All right, Damon. Well, it's that time every week. You catch us here. We'll catch you next week right back here. Same time, same place, same everything. Damon, what do we do?
We keep indie sporty. What the?
And she still didn't come. I'm hitting the button. As soon as I find the button, I can't find the button. Oh my God, the button!